The financial sector is collapsing. Bitcoin is the asset to go to save your wealth. What are you going to do? We're going to be talking about that and more in today's episode. My name is Da Vinci Jeremy. I'm in the pipe 5 by 5 staying alive in Dubai. I hope you're doing well. Oh my goodness. Bitcoin has pumped. Ethereum has pumped. We're going to be talking about that and how much more it could pump in the next little while. I've been telling you guys for a while now that Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to do extremely well this year. I was giving you some nice targets. We're going to talk about those targets in today's episode, so make sure you stay all the way to the end. Also, I'm going to be showing you some cool information. How? You know what? This could be the beginning of the end of the financial system. Yes, the beginning of the end of the financial system. And I'm going to tell you what to do, how to prepare for it. So make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the subscribe button because I'm starting to like look around and find that you know what, our time is very short. I really believe that the dollar will collapse in a very short amount of time, probably as soon as this year. You're like, what? Yes, as soon as this year is a possibility, a high probability at this point. So let's dive into the today's show. Let's get on to the first news of the evening. Well, you know what? Bitcoin is when you compare other safe haven assets to Bitcoin, such as gold. Let's take a look at what gold's done. Ooh, a whole 5%. Ooh, wow, jeez, man. Yeah, people running into gold because hey, you know what? When the bank's collapsing, right? You want to hold your gold. Okay, that's working out really well for gold right there. Whilst Bitcoin, right, all the banks are collapsing and woof, 25%. Wow. Yes, take a look at what happened to all the banks. I mean, it's an absolute disaster. A lot of these banks actually stopped trading because, well, they moved too fast. They moved down too fast, and so the market actually halted many of these stocks during the day on Monday. So, like really? Okay, there we go. So why was trading halted in at least 20 bank stocks? Will the contagion keep spreading despite Biden's assurance? Oh man, banking crisis deepens as the Fed weighs in another rate hike. Ooh, damn. Okay, so a lot of people I've talked to stated that the reason why banks are having trouble is because you know they've purchased a lot of bonds, um, that like government bonds, sovereign bonds, and since the interest rates are hiked, right? If they sell them to somebody else, they have to give that person the higher interest rate than what they currently got it at. So let's just say they got it at 2% interest rate for a 5-year bond, and it's got like 4 years left on it. Well, now let's just say a 4-year bond is worth has to pay out 6%, right? So they have to pay the difference, the 4% difference, which is huge, if they were to sell that bond um, into the market. So that's a big problem for banks who need to raise capital in this environment. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, indeed, as all these banks, right, as people try to pull money out of their banks, and I would highly suggest that you take cash out and save it because this is just the beginning. And apparently, ChatGPT predicted this for the 15th that this will be the beginning of the end of our financial system. Right, and so yeah, make sure you have some Bitcoin, make sure you have some Ethereum, and if you want to do so, to buy some Bitcoin and Ethereum, make sure you head over to okx.davincij15.com or bybit.davincij15.com. Links are in the description below where you can actually buy some. Um, let's head over to this was a moment built for Bitcoin. I swear to God. Amid the U.S. banking crisis, the value is flowing into Bitcoin. Is this the beginning of the Great Reset? Investors and Arthur, he asks this question. Now, it's an interesting question to ask, but really it makes sense for people to use Bitcoin as their safe haven for the longer term, not for the shorter term. If you were to do it for the short term, you're asking for pain. Honestly, if you want to do the shorter term, which is less, like I would say, 6 months or 6 months to a year, or even probably even more for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's a 5-year long-term asset. So you don't buy it in hopes of cashing it out in the next year, but in the next 5 years is what you're looking for. So if you're looking for the asset that's probably somewhere relatively safe, it is gold. Unfortunately, you have to be buying gold. But I say unfortunately because gold is well suppressed very hard, and it will only it hasn't even like increased with the rate of amount of money they printed in the last since 2020. So it hasn't gone up 40%, which it should have, but it hasn't because of the suppression algorithms that the government and banks have done. They've done an extremely well job at that, ensuring that gold stays put when they print. Okay, so, but the real kicker, the indication that hey, we are definitely going down this week, and things are going to get scary and hairy, is when the president comes out and says the banking system is safe. Oh my God, dude! Like really, dude. they whenever they pull this off, it's time to run, right? You know that, right? You do know that, right? Every single government does this, and every single time the stuff hits the fan. So make sure you have your assets protected. Now, generally, what they do is in the short term make things look good. So since they have money, the money printer, they can make things look good in the short term, but not in the long term. So effectively, this will give us like probably 6 months in reality, but we're going to see a little bit of a storm in the next little while. So it'll be very interesting to see this huge storm that happens in the next during this week. It's going to be very bumpy. So make sure you, at least just in case things get way out of hand, that you actually have some cash on hand, because cash, although you're thinking, well, wait a second, what if we go into hyperinflation? Yes, you're thinking that, oh yeah, the cash will be worthless. Actually, it doesn't work that way, because when things get out of hand, the banks, most of the money's in the bank, and so they'll stop you from using it in order to keep the inflation in check. So you're like, well, why would they do that? And why they would never do that? It's my money. Okay, yes. And what happened just now? They halted trading, right, for 20 banks. Now, do you think they're going to halt your bank account if you start spending your money and moving your money too fast? Yes, they will. They definitely will. If they'll halt trading, they'll halt your money. And that's why Bitcoin has done well. All right, so we're going to talk about what to do next here with Bitcoin pumping higher and higher. If you're interested in trading this, you can do so at okx.davincij15.com or bybit.davincij15.com, where you can get up to a $30,000 bonus. Links are in the description below. Okay, so as you can see, I told you down here when we're here, oh my goodness, we're going to continue pumping. Yes, we're checking the support, and yes, boom, we held that support heavy, and blam during the crisis of the banking system. You've created new support areas right here. I'm going to just change the colors of this to indicate support until we reverse and I think we can pretty much clear this one as well and turn it into support. We have very little overhead resistance left. Here, I'm going to change this one here, right here, to a red resistance level. So we have very little left resistance. Once we break that, it's off to 28K, really pretty fast actually. We might end up with what's called a megaphone pattern, which would really suck. I'm gonna show it to you on this chart here. I'm a little concerned about that. I'm starting to see like a megaphone pattern. A megaphone pattern would be difficult to trade. It generally is difficult to trade, right? Where you can see we are creating what's called a megaphone, right? Right here, right here. So generally, what happens is the price comes up to the megaphone and back down into it. It may not go all the way down to lower levels, but it can come come back into the to somewhat lower levels right here around the 20K, and making things really difficult. Even though we're still headed up to the 28 to 30K level, it's just going to chop around a bit before it does that. So please be careful out there when you're trading. Make sure you look for reversals as this thing continues pumping up to the topper level of this megaphone. So we're looking for approximate. Let's just go back to that chart here. Approximately within this week, most likely because the week is really positive, or even if it's next week. It's most likely here. Let's just say by the 17th, you see 24, was it 27, 26K, 27K is approximate area where you should start looking for some reversals. We could also do what's called fibs. Let's see what the Fibonacci extensions tell us, if they do tell us anything. Oops. Here, Fibonacci extensions. Let's see if we can get that up and running. Ooh, let's see here. Well, the good thing is, right, 28, 29, almost 29K, right? You can see that's exactly where I was thinking, where we can see somewhere in this area, we can see that Bitcoin could top out at, and that's the golden ratio here is a 28.7, and I bet you that, yes, there you go. So that is key resistance right there. So there it is, a key resistance level for Bitcoin to break out from. Wouldn't be surprised if we stall out at that level. So don't expect much more, because we will have to come back and retest the lower levels and see how far we can go down before we break out up into above the 30K, and hopefully all the way to 40K. Okay. Davitar owners, right? If you own the Yacht property, you might want to register right away. We're going to be opening it up to all the Davitar holders. By the time this video is published, you will be able to, if you have a Davitar, join me on the Yacht in Dubai on the 16th of March, right? That's this year, in 2023. So make sure you get your Davitar today, any Davitar today, so that, hey, there's a lot of open spaces. So come on down. We are going to have a lot of fun, even if it's just a few of us. It's going to be fun. So make sure you register. Okay. Let's talk about Ethereum. Oh, like I said, right, we came up to this point, which was the 2 points where I was saying, hey, if we break higher, we're going to go higher, and if we break lower, just before this breakdown. And now we use that as a little bit of a test of support, and then boom, it pumped heavy. Didn't get up to the previous resistance level, but that's okay. That's okay. Ethereum is doing extremely well. We're going to expect Ethereum to continue higher over the 17, what was it, the 17, yes, we could say the 17,444 level, and break out all the way to 2K very shortly. So I expect the 2K level to be touched, broken, and then we're heading to like $3,500 on Ethereum sometime this year, if not sooner than later. It's going to be an interesting ride. So make sure you have your Ethereum, and you can do so by heading over to bybit.davincij15.com or okx.davincij15.com. Links are in the description below. Looking at the lower time frames quickly, let's just see that we're just going sideways. There's just a flag right now, a flag pattern. So we can see that this thing could break even higher again. Talking about breaking out well above the its previous highs and into the $1,800 dollar mark. So $1,800 is the target for Ethereum for now. All right, so if you're trading this, make sure you head over to bybit.davincij15.com or okx.davincij15.com. Links in the description below. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for being here. Hopefully you've got your cash. Hopefully you've got your Bitcoin taken off the exchanges. If the government goes broke because they inflate the money, they will convert your money, your Bitcoin, your Ethereum to dollars and take them. Well, not take them. I mean, they did buy them off of you. So yeah, don't let that happen. Make sure that you take possession of your crypto today by purchasing a hardware wallet such as Trezor at treasure.davincij15.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Cheers there.